Boys, I know everybody's really excited for Loki, the bowler hat, the tier 4, and Sylvie. But first, we have to cover all of the Black Friday stuff because it's happening over the span of a week. It's much more concentrated now, and it's a little bit more complex. So I wanted to cover everything for you so that you have all the information. You can make the best and most informed and most efficient decisions if you're going to be spending your crystals or your hard-earned money so that you get the most bang for your buck. So let's dive right in with the events and such. We have 50% off all uniforms, so check out my uniform video. I ranked basically the 50 best uniforms in my opinion, with some buyer beware and some cannot buy right now for the 50% off. There were a couple that I missed. A lot of people were asking where was Enchantress, so you can add Enchantress to that ranking. And then a lot of people were also asking for Sharon Rogers. I guess you could add her to the list. I didn't really want to add her because she doesn't have a lot of value outside of World Boss and GBR. But hey, she's still a fantastic character and uniform. As for the CTP gambling, the comic card gambling, the artifact gambling, they've completely changed the strategy for this Black Friday. So whatever you remember from last year, just delete it, right? Control-Alt-Delete that thing because they've changed it. So the discount is already live. You can go in-game and you can find the discounts already applied, the 40% discount. And the 40% discount is applying at the same time that they have changed all of the chests to being all chance up for a week. So this is very unusual. Usually they just cycle between two. This is a much better system in my opinion. It's just different than what we had before. So you have the 40% discount applied for a week, and you have the all chance up applied for a week. So this is not going to change. You can see it's rotating there. Increased chance up 6 days, 19 hours. This is not going to change. If you're hoping for just a rage chance up or just a greed chance up, whatever, it's not going to happen. That's just the truth. It's going to be all chance up. And then same thing with the cards. It's all chance up for the whole week. And then with the, doesn't matter for the Odin's Blessings. Actually, it should matter for the Odin's Blessings, but they actually didn't do all chance up for the Odin's Blessings, which is really stupid. So it's just those two there. And then for the artifacts, this is the 1 to 6 star artifacts with a 40% discount. So it's basically the best time to gamble if you want to gamble on cards or artifacts or CTPs. I don't really recommend gambling on anything else, but you're welcome to. But we'll talk a little bit more about the gambling later when we get into the actual deals. ISO 8 set change discount, so it's 50% off changing your ISO 8 sets. You also have a 50% off on the World Boss Unlock event. So if you want to skip ahead bosses, you know, Kang Stage 49, etc., it's 50% off for the week. So all of this is being bundled together, which I think is a really good idea. You also have an Unequip, 50% Unequip event happening for everything. Again, for the whole week. So CTP Unequip is 50% off. Uru Odin Blessing Unequip is 50% off. Cards Unequip 50% off. Really, really nice stuff. So with that being said, they've also, like I said, it's all CTP chance up, which I showed you, and then the reforging is also happening for the full week, where it's maximum at 21%. So basically, you just have like all of the events happening simultaneously, right? And this is the 6-star artifact thing, okay? That's really cool. They also have other crystal heroes on sale. Again, I didn't really want to make a video about this with the other ones because most of these characters at this point are not meta, right? Null is not meta at all, and Mephisto's not meta at all. Gore is sort of meta, but he's slipping as well from PvP, and Kang is not really meta. You can also get these characters for free, so there's really no point in spending crystals on them. Loki, this is a terrible deal. Please don't spend crystals on this. For the Danger Room characters, again, if you're a completionist, I'm not going to argue with you if you want to get them, but none of these characters are meta. Even Professor X was replaced by Cable. So none of these characters are meta. Frankly, only one of them even goes beyond tier 2, right? Like, or maybe, no, Negasonic is not transcended. Yeah, it's really bad, right? They've really neglected the Danger Room characters, so I would just steer clear of these packs altogether. Now, before we get into the highlight of the video, which is me breaking down all of the best and worst sales, I do want to point out that there's a coupon event going on right now. You can type in, if you go to the coupon, like if you go to settings, you go to info, you go to coupon, or if you're on iOS, you go to the website. If you're on an Apple device, you'll get a 6-star character selector if you type in the following code. It's Loki, it's tier 4 Loki ADV. ADV stands for advancement. So you type it in and you get a 6-star character selector. And yeah, that's really good. You get a free 6-star character selector. That's quite nice because it gives you at minimum 256 bios. So here we go. There's a ton of sales in the shop. There's so many, bro. Literally, you can scroll for days and there's more and more sales than you can shake a stick at. So I went ahead and I cataloged every single new sale and I gave it a ranking from 1 to 10. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the Giga ranking, the Hyper ranking. Here we go. Every single pack in the game with the name, the cost in Canadian dollars, whether or not it gives you crystals and how many crystals it can give you, what items it gives you, if it does give you items, sort of a brief description, and then what I consider to be the value of that pack on a scale from 1 to 10. Now, I don't really want to explain my value system. I think my value system at this point has been pretty well documented through my YouTube videos. For some people, I might err on the side of being too cheap or too frugal. For some people, I might err on the side of being too, extravagant and excessive. It really just depends on what your view is. Standard disclaimer, standard PSA, I don't want to FOMO, and I don't do these things to FOMO anyone or if you give anyone the fear of missing out. And sort of push them to spend money. Never spend money that you don't have. Never, don't take on debt to spend money. Don't be spending this on credit cards that you don't have the money to pay for in 28 days or less, right? Don't get trapped into cycles of debt and poverty because you're making bad financial decisions, okay? Become financially literate. Seek out people with knowledge about that who can teach you, or go online, watch YouTube videos, read guides, etc., and become the master of your own financial freedom. Okay, don't listen to people like me online. Go listen to people who are actually trained and educated in this thing, not people who just slap a camera on and smile in front of it. Okay. So here we go. The by far, in my opinion, the best deals are the two at the very top. The Black Friday 200% bonus crystal pack and the Black Friday 360 crystal bundle. These are insane value when you consider the price to dollar, or sorry, the crystal to dollar ratio. So we talk about ratios. I'm not talking about Twitter. It's essentially like how many crystals are you getting for every $1 that you're spending, right? And if you look at traditional packs, and I'm not saying these are good packs, but if you look at traditional packs will give you somewhere in the realm of this much. So this is like a traditionally good pack. It's almost 100 to 1. So I'm spending $40 and I'm getting about close to 4,000 crystals, right? So it's about 100 to 1. 100 crystals for every $1 I spend. These are off the charts, right? So for spending $14 Canadian, remember I told you it was like about $1 Canadian. Whatever your, like for the case of this example, it doesn't matter what your currency is. For me, $1 in my currency equals 100 crystals. That's like a pretty good deal, right? That's a deal that I might consider. So look at this. For $14, you're getting over 3,000 crystals. So you're getting almost 300 crystals per dollar. That's very, very good. That's just a very good deal. Yeah, that's all it is. And it's just crystals. It's just crystals. Now, what you do with those crystals is really up to you. So you don't have to just buy it because it's a good deal, right? You want to make a decision. You want to kind of work a few steps forward and consider other things. But you want to look at, am I going to spend it gambling? Am I going to spend it on uniforms? Am I going to spend this on rerolls for my premium cards because I want to change the stars and change the stats, right? Because that costs crystals as well. Am I buying these crystals so that I can move around CTPs or unequip Odin's blessings from characters, right? All of these things, unfortunately, cost crystals, so consider that. This one as well, the 365, this is nuts. I spend $40 and I immediately get 3,300 crystals, which is almost competitive to that 100 to 1 ratio. And then you get 50 crystals per day for 365 days. This also stacks with the regular Stark Stash. And yeah, if you have the money to spend and you want just a consistent amount of crystals and you log in every day, then I think it's a no-brainer. But of course, if you don't log in every day, if you take breaks, etc., then it can become a lot worse value because the crystals don't stack up. They expire every 24 hours. So keep that in mind. As for the next few sales here, the Tier 4 Relay Pack, it's a little bit tricky because it's got a mixture of good sales and bad sales. So it really depends what you need. The focus here is on Tier 4 materials, which I think a lot of people are going to like, but the price is actually very steep. So the first two purchases, in my opinion, are not good deals. I repeat, they're not good deals, the first two purchases. The third purchase is really good. You get 1,000 of one of the three materials for 1,000 crystals. I think that is good, but again, you have to buy the first two. And then the next three that you can buy, the first two cost 140, and they're priced like okay. They're not great. They're not terrible. And then the last one for 1,000 crystals, you get all of that. So it sort of ramps up. It's like it's bad and then it's good and then it's bad and then it's good. Overall, I think this is too expensive. But I still think that it's you know, for someone that needs a lot of tier 4 materials, maybe they're going to consider it. But yeah, I only ranked it a 5. So you can see the difference here in terms of value is gigantic in my opinion, where this is only like for certain people, right? You can spend up to $400 though, right? And you're only getting 10,000 crystals. So again, that price per dollar ratio is about 25 or 25 per dollar rather than 100 per dollar, right? On the other hand, the World Boss Ultimate Challenge Relay is a really interesting pack because it only costs 700 crystals in total. It's really, really interesting. And essentially what you do is you buy it and you get to choose one of 3 options. So you don't get to choose all 3, but you basically choose one of them, and then it allows you to do the second relay. So I'll show you here what that means. So for the first one, for 1-1, you choose one of these characters to get at tier 2, or if you don't like that, you can choose one of these characters to get at tier 2, or if you don't like any of those, you can choose the third option, which gives you a 50 bio selector, and then it gives you some black antimatter and chaos norn stones. I would probably say that the third one is the best option, but buying that one unlocks the second one, which is, in my opinion, much more interesting, where you can either get a bunch of ISO plus an ISO set selector. This allows you to choose an ISO 8 set and automatically give it to a character. So you don't have to spend millions of gold re-rolling for Overdrive or Power of Angry Hulk or whatever. You could just, boom, automatically get it. I also really like 2-2 because it gives you 10 6-star obelisks, which just gives you re-rolls for your CTPs and your mighty CTPs. And then the last one here gives you mythic Uru selectors, and then a bunch of random Uru as well. So these are not bad. Again, that's only 200 crystals for all of that, right? So very, very nice there. And then the last one for 500 crystals, you get a level 6 advanced potential enhanced ticket. This one I think is the least valuable because 500 crystals is a lot. But remember that this does save you. This saves you 10 million gold. It saves you 10 million gold, and it saves you the materials that you would use to get a character from 60 to 70. So if you're short, if you're tight on gold, if you're tight on those materials, then consider going all the way. But I think every player should at least pick up the first 2 steps. I'm going to pick up, frankly, that second step, either to get the ISO 8 selector, because I think this is hilarious, or to get those obelisks so I have more fodder to re-roll. The Black Friday Special Crystal Relay, I think this is just not good. It ends up costing you, what, 70,000 crystals if you want to go the whole way. I'm a little bit disappointed because I think the devs put a lot of the second bingo rewards here to try to bait the bingo enjoyers into doing this, and I'm not really happy about that. Like, you can see the 6-star sword is here, which is supposed to be in the bingo. It is in the bingo, but you can only do the bingo once now instead of twice, so it's really annoying. And then the brilliant CTP is there. Again, this all looks really nice. You can only choose one. You can't get all 3. Keep that in mind, right? So you either choose the brill or you choose the sword. From what I understand as well, these boost swords allow you to re-roll the options on a sword that's already 6 plus 6. So if you have a sword that's perfect but it has bad optional stats, you can re-roll them with these boost swords. Very rare material. But man, is it worth 35,000 crystals for just 5 of them and 1 sword? I don't think so. I don't think so, boss. And it's not really 35,000. It's 70,000 because in order to get to this last one, you have to buy the other 3. And honestly, the first one is terrible in my opinion, way overpriced. The second one is also terrible, way overpriced. The third one is like, it's still pretty terrible. I mean, 25,000 crystals for an artifact selector. That's it, right? So yeah, this is just a really bad sale in my opinion. Not good at all. These Black Friday tier 3 selector packs, they're super confusing. You buy one at full price and then it discounts the other one. You don't have to worry about figuring it out because they're just terrible. They're just terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible. There's horrible value. Terrible. It's easier than ever to get transcended in tier 3 characters, so please don't get FOMO'd in or sort of like hyped into buying these packs just to get tier 3s. Your focus should be on getting tier 4s, on getting brilliant CTPs, and getting lots of premium cards so that you can stack out your roster and really build it up here. The Black Friday 6-step relay, also pretty much garbage. A lot of tier 2 materials, a lot of gold. This kind of stuff just doesn't have value, and you're just trading a bunch of crystals for stuff that you may or may not need. Like, yeah, mega tier 2 ticket, you get one of those for free now every month. There's just not a lot. I mean, yeah, there's good stuff at the very, very end where you get like a premium card selector and you get a 6-star, but again, you got to spend like $400 to get there. It's just not worth it at all, in my opinion. The Black Friday Tier 3 upgrade pack, same sort of thing. It's a little bit cheaper. It's only $110. But again, with only 3,000 crystals, this is crazy expensive. Just play story mode, guys. Get your fragments. Stop getting baited into these trash packs. Like, this pack would have been good like 2-3 years ago, but nowadays you shouldn't be having that much difficulty with Tier 3 materials, and just be patient and it'll ramp. The 8-year anniversary packs are also trash, but they're slightly better. They're slightly better because they have a more competitive amount of crystals, right? 12,000 crystals, and you've got 10,000 gold, and then here you got 13,000 with the CTP, but it's just a CTP selector. It's not a mighty or a brilliant. And then you got the 5-star artifact. This is like okay, but it's still not very good, and that's why, as you can see, the rankings here, everything we've talked about recently is either a 0 or a 1, and that one just there is only a 3 out of 10, so these are still not very good. It basically just continues like that for the rest of the sales on this page, so I don't really want to go into all of them in detail. The Black Friday gift boxes they're RNG, so you really don't want to do that on Black Friday. All of these CTP boxes are trash, in my opinion. I think they're trash. I know a lot of people buy them because they have a 20% chance to get a Brill, but I think it's just trash. $70 for a Mighty, for a 4/5 chance to get a Mighty is absolutely bananas. Like that, I think that's garbage. I think if you want a CTP like that, you should just buy raw crystals and then gamble CTPs and then reforge it yourself. So I think all of these are trash. As far as the cards go, I don't think they're trash. I think they're okay. I ranked them in between like 2 and 5 out of 10. As you can see here, between 2 and 5 out of 10 from the Doctor Strange pack to the Monsters pack. Now, it really depends on the collection. So for the collection bonus, most of them is not good. The Doctor Strange collection bonus is the best, but this one gives you the fewest crystals. It only gives you 4,500 crystals, so keep that in mind. The other ones give you 5,500. So they did a little sneaky with 1,000 crystals. I ranked some of them higher than others because they have better cards. So like this Scarlet Witch Avengers card, the premium card that you get, is better, for example, than the Gwenpool card. So it really just depends on the card. Like the Baby Spidey card is better than the Cable card. So that's why I rated that one better. And then this one is just trash. It's just like a worse version of the Doctor Strange set. I know it comes with a random premium card, which is nice, but I don't think it is good enough. So yeah, those are the rankings for those things there. And then we have a couple of packs at the end that are just really not worth talking about because they're just so bad. We do have, it's only $14. And it does have an ISO 8 selector, ISO 8 set selector. But again, you can get that for 300 crystals. So why would you buy this, right? Yeah, and it only comes with 300 crystals. This pack is just absolute ass. You're paying $70 for 2 runes of return. It's terrible. This is also just straight up ass. $70 for 6 Odin's Blessings is crazy. And then that's it. And then this is like this is just like garbage tier. So you're probably wondering, after seeing that, you're like, okay, Alex, so you said most of the stuff in the game was either trash or it was really good, but it didn't really cost a lot of money, right? Because those 2 things that you said at the beginning that were really good, that's only like $50. So you're saying you're going to spend $50 this Black Friday and not spend anything else? No, because here's where the real value comes into play. So the real value comes into play in the currency tab for crystals. This is really what makes Black Friday so effective for spenders. If you go to the currency tab on the side and then you click on, well, it's going to default to crystals. They've increased the bonus crystals. So this is particularly effective when you go for the higher amounts here. And remember, the bonus with the sale, it has to be there. The bonus with the sale. So you see these ones. I'm not talking about these ones because they don't have the bonus with the sale here. And the bonus is very low. It's only 1,750. It's terrible. You want the one that has the sale timer and has the limit, okay? Because you can see this one here. It's 11,000 crystals for $140, but then it adds a bonus of 8,000. So you're getting almost 20,000 crystals for $140. So that increases that 100 to 1 ratio closer to 200 to 1 ratio. It's very, very good to just get a bulk amount of crystals, which you can then do whatever you want with. You can get deluxe packs, you can get legendary battles, heroic quests, uniforms, gambling. You can save the crystals for later. You can do tons of things. So that's why I've rated all of the crystal packs very highly. They get better as you go up more because of the bonus. The bonus scales better with the higher pack amounts. But again, spend responsibly, okay? And then you also have the special mini shop. Now, the special mini shop is actually mostly trash, as you can see by the ratings. It's mostly 0s and 1s, but there is one really good thing. So if you go over to, if you scroll down and you find where is it? It's actually at the top. The special mini shop. It's the 3rd one there from the top. you'll find these like mini sales. So the 300 crystals for $1.40, that's obviously amazing value in my opinion. And then it just starts to get trash, right? You don't need a 6-star selector. You literally get one for free from the tokens. 450 energy is like, it's okay. It's not bad if you want to do like a lot of power farming. 300 boost points is like, well, it's like okay, but you have to crack them all at once, so it's not that good. 3 million gold, not very good. And then it just gets progressively worse. You're not going to buy tier 3 materials for almost $3 for like the price of a coffee. And then it gets even more. Like people might be impressed when they see, wow, I get 180 carbonadium, right, for $4. All you need to do to figure out how trash these sales are is just add a 0 to both numbers. So if you're comfortable paying $4 for 180 carbonadium, would you be comfortable? Do you think it's a good deal to pay $40 for 1,800 carbonadium? Right? Keep in mind you need about 6,000 carbonadium to tier 4 a character on average. So if you take 6,000 carbonadium and you divide it by 1,800, you're gonna have to buy that pack, that hypothetical pack that I'm talking about, 3.3 times. So let's just scale it down to 3 times. Okay, let's just say it's 3 times. That means I'm paying $40 times 3, right? Or this $4 times 30 if there was no limit, just to get the carbonadium needed to tier 4 one character. So this amount of carbonadium that you're getting, or this amount of Soul of the Faltine, equates to about $120 just to have one of the materials you need to tier 4 character. That's not the whole thing. So these are like egregiously bad. $4 for a book of the Vishanti is hilariously bad. Please do not get baited into buying this shit. It is painfully bad. So yeah. Whew. With that being said, a lot of people's plan was very simple. It was go to the currency tab, stock up on, like, buy this 5 times and get 100,000 crystals, and then do the bingo twice. And this is the bingo here, the secret shop bingo. And for those of you that don't know what this is and don't know what's going on, I will make another video. I made one last year. You can look up Cynicalex bingo, and I made a video explaining the bingo. I'll make one again this year. I haven't made it yet, but yeah, they were planning on just doing the bingo and boom. However, the devs announced that, well, not the devs announced, they basically posted that there's not going to be a second bingo. So yeah, I'm gonna try and find the link for you guys, but I'm pretty devastated by this, by the one bingo change, and it's kind of putting a pickle, a monkey wrench, so to speak, in my plans. Because my plan was to buy a bunch of crystals, buy like, you know, buy 90,000 crystals, and then do the bingo twice. That's not going to work anymore because the bingo's only being done once. So I have to take a good hard look at some of the other packs and figure it out. And so you can see here, they added this in because I guess whales were confused. The secret shop event will only proceed once during the Black Friday period. Yeah. So they might, I don't know. They might bring it back during Cyber Monday or some shit. I don't know. I don't think so. I doubt it. But yeah. I was planning on doing it twice because it's the best deal, right? You spend 5,000 crystals per bingo board, and you guarantee yourself a really good reward, right? You guarantee yourself a selector. You guarantee yourself another selector, another selector, another selector, and now they added a 6th step where you get a 6-star sword selector. So I was like, sweet. I'm going to get 2 brilliant CTPs. I'm going to get 2 6-star artifacts, 2 6-star sword, 2 perfect swords. It's going to be awesome. Now I can only do the bingo once, so I'm pretty annoyed at that. I'm gonna have to look at some of the other packs to buy and see if maybe I'm gonna buy, like, basically I'm considering buying one of the shitty packs, one of the sort of the packs that I ranked at, like, you know, 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. I'm considering buying one of those to try to make up for some of the materials that I'm not getting from doing the bingo twice. But yeah, there basically is not another way to guarantee yourself. There's no other brilliant CTP selector anywhere. There's only one in the bingo. There are brilliant CTP boxes, but those are not selectors. Selectors allow you to choose. The boxes are random. So if you look at the loyalty points, for example, this is from spending money. Yes, you do have a brilliant at the very end, but this is a random brilliant. So I could get a transcendence from this shit. I could get a patience from this shit. And then I would just lose my mind, right? I'm not going to spend $1,000 just for the chance to get a CTP. If I'm going to spend money, I want to get a guarantee. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to do, but hopefully all of my research has helped you. This information is not going anywhere. It will be available for the whole week. on the Mega Guides spreadsheet. So you just go to the description of the video. There's a link to the Mega Guides. It's in every single video. And the tier list is what it opens up to. And then there's tabs on the bottom, or maybe it's on the top if your phone is a little bit older. And the second tab from the top will be called Black Friday 2023. And you can click on that and you can see all of these details here. And if any new packs get added, I will, I will update this list with new information. Okay. So I know it's a very long video, but thank you so much for watching it. Hopefully you got some good tips here. Thanks for watching. Good luck to you all out there who are gambling, if you are. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.